Frozen. You've been here before. Same room, same light, same strange pressure in your chest. But you know that's impossible. You've never been here, yet the feeling won't let go. Your brain just fed you a lie, and it was completely convincing. You step into a new place, mid-conversation, someone says a sentence and your body freezes because you know what comes next, before it even happens. I'm Tim, and that feeling you just had? That's not a glitch. That's your brain running a hidden system, one most scientists barely understand. Today we go deeper than most dare, because déjà vu is not a quirk. It is a window into your memory science. And behind that window, it will change how you see yourself, something most psychology channels never reach. Something inside your brain just made a decision without asking you. Every single second of every day, it compares current experience to stored memory. It runs a silent check on reality. Have I encountered this situation before? Usually this check is completely invisible. It happens faster than conscious thought, but sometimes it fails. And when it fails, your brain stops trusting reality. Chris Moulin is a neuroscientist. He leads research at Leeds University. He spent years mapping déjà vu. His conclusion rewrote the science. Your brain doesn't use one memory system. It uses two entirely separate systems. System 1 records what actually happened. System 2 signals how familiar something feels. These two systems usually work in sync, but sometimes System 2 fires independently, with no actual experience behind it. Your brain generates a familiarity signal, attached to absolutely nothing real. You feel like you've been here before, but there is nothing there to remember. This misfiring begins in your rhinal cortex, a structure deep in your temporal lobe. It evaluates what feels familiar to you. It waits for memory to verify first. But sometimes it fires before the check. A ghost signal. A false alarm your brain accepts. Familiarity activates before memory can confirm it, and you're caught between two separate realities, the one you're standing in and the one that never existed. Your temporal lobe is your memory hub. It connects sensation to stored experience. It is why certain sounds stop you, why a smell pulls you back years. The rhinal cortex sits at its gateway. It guards the gateway of familiarity, and sometimes it opens that gate early. Here's where the science gets strange. Akira O'Connor is a cognitive neuroscientist. He works at St. Andrews University. He placed volunteers inside an MRI scanner. He induced déjà vu using hypnotic suggestion. What he found shifted the entire field. The brain region that activated the most? Not memory storage, not the hippocampus, the frontal lobe, the part that handles conflict resolution, the part that catches errors. Your brain during déjà vu isn't remembering. It is performing an internal audit. Your frontal lobe is raising a flag. This signal doesn't match real experience. It already suspects the memory isn't there. That's why déjà vu feels so disorienting. You simultaneously believe two opposing things. I've been here before, and that can't be possible. Both signals firing at the same time. That internal collision is the feeling itself. Now here is the counterintuitive reversal. Most people think déjà vu means trouble. O'Connor's research shows the exact opposite. People with healthy active frontal lobes, they get déjà vu more often. Some of you get this constantly, more than anyone around you, and you stopped mentioning it because no one else understands it because their brain catches its own misfires. Déjà vu is not a malfunction. It is your error detection system working. But not everyone gets this protection equally. And the gap reveals something darker. Some people experience déjà vu constantly, not occasionally, every few minutes, for hours at a stretch. Neurologists call this persistent déjà vu. It appears in certain temporal lobe conditions. Imagine every moment feeling already lived, every conversation, every meal, every room you've ever walked into, all of it wrapped in false memory, unable to trust your own present moment, unable to separate real from fabricated. Anne Cleary is a memory researcher. She works at Colorado State University. Her lab studied what triggers déjà vu. The findings were completely unexpected. It is almost never random. Your brain is identifying a spatial geometry, the shape of the room around you, the angle where light meets the wall. You sit in a cafe, different city, different people, but something feels identical. The table placement, the light angle, the silence between voices, and suddenly it hits you. Your hippocampus stores detailed spatial maps, and it searches for matching layouts constantly. When it finds a close enough match, the familiarity alarm fires immediately. This is why déjà vu hits everywhere. You've never been to this coffee shop, but its layout matches one you knew. Your hippocampus triggers the alarm immediately, even with no real memory of it. That hallway that felt like a memory? Your hippocampus matched its geometry to a room you knew long ago, a childhood bedroom, a hotel lobby you barely remember, a scene from a film you forgot. The familiarity signal is completely real. Your hippocampus genuinely found a pattern. The memory it attached that signal to? Completely wrong. And here's what happens next. Your frontal lobe eventually catches the error. The verification check finally completes. The false familiarity signal fades. Reality reasserts itself. But for those few seconds, you experienced a memory that never existed. Your brain wrote a story, and you believed every word of it. Here's what this reveals about your mind. Your brain is always pattern matching. Every single waking moment, it takes incoming sensory information. It finds the closest match in storage, and it responds based on that match. Most of the time, this is extraordinary. It helps you read faces in milliseconds. It helps you navigate familiar spaces fast. It helps you understand a complex world, but sometimes the pattern match is imprecise. Close enough to trigger the familiarity signal, not close enough to be accurate. And the gap between those two things, that is exactly where déjà vu lives. That 0.3-second verification window, before your frontal lobe corrects the signal, that is the entire experience. This is the memory glitch made visible, a crack in an otherwise seamless system. Moulin's hypnosis research confirmed something disturbing. Scientists can produce déjà vu on command, by triggering your rhinal cortex directly, without connecting it to any real memory. The feeling appears fully formed, urgent and completely convincing, even when there is nothing behind it. Your brain generates that familiarity feeling independently. It needs no real memory to fire. Memory and familiarity are separate systems. One fires without the other. You can't detect the difference from inside. Your brain doesn't register its own errors. It registers them as certainty. Every false memory feels real from within. Every constructed signal feels lived. The subjective experience of remembering? Identical whether the memory happened or not. And here is what changes everything. Every memory you feel certain about, every moment you'd stake your identity on, the feeling you call certainty uses the same system that creates false memories, the same system that creates déjà vu, meaning the feeling of being absolutely sure, is just a signal. Your brain generates it alone, not truth, not proof. A signal your brain produces on demand. This isn't here to frighten you, it's here to equip you. Your brain is not a video recorder. It is an active interpretation engine. It builds a story about your reality. It makes that story feel completely inevitable. Déjà vu is when the story cracks, and you catch your brain mid-construction. That strange, fleeting feeling you've always had. Your mind was briefly honest with you. 1 second of exposed machinery. Use that window. Question certainty before you act on it. Test assumptions before they become beliefs. Your brain is extraordinary at this, but it was built for survival first, not accuracy. Those two goals don't always align, and the brain that generates déjà vu is the same brain narrating your reality. Question it, understand it, use it more deliberately. If this opens something, keep exploring here. Tim goes deeper into your mind every time.